He walked out of the interview room, the fluorescent lights of the office building reflecting in his downcast eyes. The weight of unspoken words hung heavy in the air as he stepped onto the busy street, shoulders heavy, eyes blank. The disappointment was a tangible thing, a dull ache that settled deep within him. Each step felt like a monumental effort. They smiled, nodded, even thanked him. The practiced politeness, the empty gestures, they were all too familiar. The smiles didn't reach their eyes, the nods were perfunctory, and the thank you felt like a dismissal. But he knew. Deep down, he already knew. The subtle cues, the almost imperceptible hesitations, they all painted a clear picture. He wasn't getting the job. The dream job, the one he had poured his heart and soul into preparing for. The one that felt like the culmination of years of hard work. And it wasn't because he lacked skills or experience. His resume was a testament to his abilities, a carefully curated collection of achievements and qualifications. He had both. The degrees, the certifications, the years of dedicated practice, he had checked all the boxes. He was, on paper, the ideal candidate. It was because of the way he spoke, the inflection, the rhythm, the subtle nuances that marked him as different. His accent, the very thing that connected him to his heritage, to his family, to his past. Arjun had dreamed of that job since he moved to the US. He envisioned a life of opportunity, a chance to build a future, a place where his skills would be valued. He studied hard, got his degree, and built his resume. Late nights fueled by coffee and determination, countless hours spent perfecting his craft, all leading to this moment. But every time he spoke in meetings, people would tilt their heads, ask him to repeat. The subtle, yet persistent reminder that he was different, that his voice didn't quite fit. Some would talk over him, others would smile politely, but never follow up. His ideas, his contributions often lost in translation, dismissed before they could even be fully understood. He started to believe that maybe his voice didn't belong in those rooms, that the very essence of who he was a barrier to his success. He became quieter, held back his ideas. The fear of being misunderstood, of being judged, silenced him. And the day of that final interview, his dream role, the culmination of all his efforts, the opportunity he had been working towards for so long, he stumbled on a word, a simple, insignificant word, just one, a momentary lapse, a fleeting hesitation. He saw it in their eyes, that subtle pause, that mental note, the almost imperceptible shift in their demeanor, the unspoken judgment. And later that week the rejection email arrived, confirming his worst fears, solidifying his doubts. He was devastated, not just because he didn't get the job, but because he felt powerless, trapped by something he couldn't control, defined by something he couldn't change. How do I fix my accent? He asked Google, YouTube, forums, strangers online. Desperate for a solution, searching for a way to bridge the gap, to overcome the obstacle that stood in his way. But everything felt overwhelming. A sea of conflicting advice, a confusing array of options, each promising a quick fix, a guaranteed solution. Courses, expensive coaches, tongue-twister drills. Then one night, he found something different. A glimmer of hope in the vast expanse of the internet, a different approach, a new perspective, an audio method, simple, unassuming, just something to listen to, a passive approach, a gentle immersion, no pressure to speak, no cameras, no forced pronunciation, just his headphones, and a few quiet minutes a day. A small commitment, a manageable step. It didn't promise perfection, but it promised progress, a gradual shift, a subtle improvement, a step in the right direction. So he tried it every day. He incorporated it into his daily routine, made it a habit, while driving, turning his commute into an opportunity for growth, while cooking, transforming mundane tasks into moments of learning, before bed, ending his day with a dose of positivity and self-improvement. And slowly, his confidence started coming back. The fear began to subside, replaced by a growing sense of self-assurance. I'm telling you this because Arjun's story is my story too. His struggles, his doubts, his journey, they resonate deeply within me. I've been that person. Afraid to speak, afraid to be judged, the fear of ridicule, the anxiety of not being understood, a constant companion. I used to dodge phone calls, avoid speaking in meetings, anything to avoid the spotlight, to shield myself from potential embarrassment, even stayed quiet at family dinners, just to avoid the embarrassment, preferring silence to the risk of mispronunciation, of being corrected, of feeling like an outsider. But that same audio method, the one that Arjun discovered in his moment of desperation, it changed everything for me. It unlocked a confidence I never knew I possessed. It gave me the courage to speak my mind, to share my voice with the world, not overnight. It wasn't a magic bullet, a quick fix, but enough to make a difference. enough to break free from the shackles of self-doubt, enough to speak with confidence, to stop second-guessing every word, to feel like my voice deserved to be heard, to embrace my accent as a part of who I am, a source of strength and identity. If this sounds like your story too, if you recognize the fear, the doubt, the struggle, and maybe try what I did, take a chance, explore a new path, embrace the possibility of change. No pressure, just give it a listen, a simple act, a small step that could potentially unlock a world of possibilities. Link is in the description if you feel it might help. A resource, a tool, a potential solution, readily available at your fingertips. Thank you for watching. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Your support means the world and helps us create more content that can empower and inspire others.